Hey gang, welcome back to Learning to Survive. Big John and Terry here with you as usual. And in today's video, we're going to be going over what is in my car kit. So if you want to see what's inside, you're just going to have to stick around. Tell them, Terry. That beautiful. One hell of a... What do you think about that, Poster? What the hell are you thinking? Hey gang, thanks for sticking around. Like I said, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at what is in my car kit. I had a request, look at this to be sure I get it correct, from Liberty 1982, and he asked, I say he, looks like a picture of a guy, I'm assuming it's a he. They asked if I would do a review of what's in my car kit. Now, my car kit is something I really just started working on, and actually I want to thank you, Liberty 1982, for asking for this video, because it made me kind of pull some stuff together that I can put into a car kit. So you're helping me out with my preparedness, so thanks for that. I had a bunch of stuff on my gonna list that I was gonna get to put in a car kit, and just never got around to a whole lot of it. Well, it's as if the guys at the Shit Hit the Fan mystery gear box read my mind, because in the last couple of boxes, and even some of the others, I've gotten stuff that I had intended to buy to put into my car kit. So good on you, C.H. Cadells. Appreciate you guys, because you helped me out with a lot of stuff. So I put together some stuff. Some of this stuff is actually going to go in my get home bag, which I keep my get home bag in the car all the time. So that is kind of part of my car preparedness kit. And then I have all the usual stuff, you know, that comes with owning POSs in the past. Tools, jumper cables, lights, flashlights, things like that. So I've already got that stuff in there, so I'm not gonna bring all that out of the car. And one thing I do have in the car that I did not bring up is I always keep a pair of tennis shoes in case I need to change shoes for a more comfortable walk home. I have a magazine holder for my Glock with 3 22-round magazines in it, already loaded. I also have 100 extra rounds of ammo in the trunk. So I'm prepared in that case as well, because if the shit hits the fan and it gets to a point where you're in gridlock and you can't get home in your car and you're just going to have to get out and hump it, well, things may not be too crazy yet, because it, you know, obviously would have just happened, but you never know what kind of neighborhood you're going to have to go through to get home. And if you're going to try to take my stuff, we're going to have a problem. So let's get into what I've got so far in my car kit. I have a tarp. I will actually have 2 tarps, because I have this lightweight one, which I bought, and I also have a heavy duty one, which is down in the car itself right now. So I've actually got 2 tarps in case I need them. have this wool blanket, which I just got in the last box from Shit Hit the Fan Mystery Gear box. A lot of car kits are aimed at cold weather, you know. If you get trapped in the car overnight, if you have to stay in the car overnight. We don't really have a lot of that going on here in Texas, in Central Texas anyway, but you never know. It can happen. So having something like a wool blanket in your car is a must. I'm going to be adding this knife, the Delta Defender, which is something else that I got from Shit Hit the Fan Mystery Gear. It's a really good sized knife. It's not too big, and it's something that I can carry on me that won't look too bad. I mean, it's all black, be fairly easy to hide. Of course, here in Texas, we just passed a law last year that you can carry any size blade on you in Texas. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how big it is as far as carrying capability, but, you know, I don't want something that's going to be glaring out there that people are going to look at and, you know, try to either take my stuff or attack me or whatever. One of the things that I do like about this knife, and I try to do a little review on it, is that it is not a full tang knife, because the handle is rubber, so that if you have to cut through electrical lines or things like that with a knife, you can do so without shocking yourself. I have this little Dynamo Radio, which operates by hand crank, or powers up by hand crank rather. You don't have to rely on batteries. It has weather band, and it also has FM. So that way, if you are trapped in the car, you can, you know, listen to music to lighten the mood, or you can get important weather information as you need it. One of the important things to keep in the car is some food. Now, you're really only preparing to be trapped in the car for one day. Anything worse than that, and you need to get out of the car and you need to take off for home. Can you go one day without eating? Absolutely, especially if it's just overnight. But, I mean, how nice would it be if you're trapped in this car that's freezing to have some food to eat to kind of keep your spirits up? A little utensil kit from Trailblazer, which also came in the Shit Hit the Fan box, so that you have the ability to eat your food. A waterproof field notebook with pencil. I have a couple of pens already in the car. You know, this could be important for taking notes about, you know, what has happened, emergency information, things like that, so that you can keep track, things that you think of, maybe things that you come across that you need to add to your car kit when you're sitting there thinking, man, I sure wish I had such and such. At least this way you can take notes, and if you do have to take off, this thing, you can use it in wet weather. I decided to add the folding stove, the UST folding stove. I decided to add that to the kit. I don't think that this is something that is important to add to, say, a bug out bag, because with a bug out, if you're bugging out, you should have the ability to make fire some way, somehow. Now, if you're trapped in the car, now obviously you can't use this in the car, but, you know, let's say, you know, you have the ability to get out of the car, and you can use this outside to warm up some water to make your food. I think that this could come in handy. Food ration bars that we keep getting from survival boxes. I figured, why not? 2 4-foot bungee cords. This is something that everybody should have in the trunk of their car, period. It's actually something that I don't have in my car, something that was on my gonna list. And again, Mystery Gear read my mind and they sent me to. I'm gonna throw the little kit that we got in the last survival boxes. It's kind of small to put in a bug out bag, but could be good size for something like putting in your car. Unfortunately, I've had the thing for 2 days, or had it for 2 days, and it's already broken. But throw it in the car kit, because you never know. I could use this to put some water in it and get some water out of the water bladder that's in the get home bag. Use the folding stove to heat it up, put it in the mountain house bag, and have something hot to eat. A siphon. Again, this was something that was on my gunner list. I said, man, I need to put one of those in the car. You never know when one of those could come in handy. Like I said in the Mystery Gear video where we got this, if I'm bugging out in my car and I'm running low on gas and your car is broken down on the side of the road and you're not in it, brother, I'm taking your gas. Now, I did not have many fire starters of any kind in the get home bag. I think I have a couple of lighters, something like that, but that's about it. Because again, the whole idea of the get home bag is just to get you home. It's not to spend the night out in the woods. It's not to, something like that. It's just to get home. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men. I watched a video the other day. I don't remember the gentleman's name, unfortunately, but he lives up north where it snows more and stuff. But he and his wife were on their way home from visiting his father, and it started to snow. It was already very cold. It started to snow, and then the roads started to ice. And they live kind of out in a rural area, and they live up, there's some hills that they have to go up the street to get to their house. Well, the car couldn't make it up the hills because of the ice. So they had to get out and they had to walk home in freezing cold weather, snowing, all this kind of stuff. And it was only a couple of miles, but they made it. But like he said, he had enough stuff in his bag that they could have spent the night in the woods if they had to. Now, where he lives, they have woods where you can do that. I don't have that option unless I'm going to post up in somebody's front yard, and then I'm either going to get shot or arrested. So the chances of me having to spend the night somewhere on my way home are very, very slim. But again, you never know what can happen. So it doesn't hurt to have this stuff in the car in case you need it. So I decided to put some fire starters in there. I decided I'm going to put my other Fatwood fire starter that I got from Anthony Cirillo. I'm going to put the fire disc, the Coughlin's fire disc in there to have a fire starter. I have not opened this one up yet, but it's, from what everybody says, it's basically sawdust and wax is about what it amounts to, and a pack of big lighters. Because, let's face it, and let's be honest. And I watched a video just today about this, and basically the gentleman's Gist of the story was, why are we going back to ferro rods when we have lighters? And it makes sense. Should you have ferro rods in case you need them? Absolutely. But why would you have a ferro rod as your main way of making fire when you can just put a pack of lighters in there and use a lighter? And last but not least, I'm going to throw my spare deck of cards that I had in my bug out bag into the car kit. Something to keep you occupied. Your phone may die, can't charge your phone. So what are you going to do? It's going to be really hard to sleep if you're having to stay in your car. And if you're with someone else, it'll give you something to do. Now, you guys that have families, I live by myself, so I'm usually traveling by myself. But for you guys with kids especially, you are going to want to put things like snacks, games, board games and stuff, extremely important, because you're going to have to keep those kids distracted. Okay, it's gonna be cold or hot, or if it's hot, then you should be able to get out and take off. But it's gonna be miserable spending the night in the car with 2 adults and 2 or 3 kids. It's just going to be a miserable experience. So the more that you can keep their attention diverted away from what's going on and on other things, it's going to be a huge win for you. Okay. Otherwise, they're going to get cranky. They're going to get whiny. And, even with some adults, panic could start to set in. The gentleman I talked about that had to walk home with his wife said that his wife started to panic at one moment and didn't think she could make it. If you're having to spend all night in your car, you need a way to keep your kids and yourself distracted. Okay, having a couple of board games in there, you can get board games on the cheap at all kinds of places, Walmart, wherever. Keep a couple of those in the car. Very, very important for traveling with a family. Well, there you have it, gang. That's what's in my car kit as of now. And like I said, a couple of these things are actually going to get added to the get home bag. The fire starters, the knife, the lighters, and some things like that. The other stuff is going to go in a container in the trunk of the car. Comment below. Let me know what you think. What do you have in your car kit? What are some things that you think that I missed? Comment below. Let me know. Things I need to add. Things that you think are very important. Guys, as always, I appreciate you watching. And as always, I love my troops. Thank you for your service. I appreciate each and every one. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Comment below. Like I said, what do you think of the kit so far? It's not complete. I still have stuff to add. Give me some ideas. What do you think is good stuff to add? Subscribe to the channel. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you get notifications when I post new videos. And guys, please don't forget, I'm going to leave the 2 guys that I had on the list who are dangerously close to their 1,000 subscriber mark. Yankee Tanker Outdoors and Out West with Chris. I apologize to Chris in the video where I talked about the criteria. I called it Outdoors with Chris like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. Chris, I apologize. I did put the correct link, so if you hit the link, it's going to take you to Out West with Chris. And there's another one that I'm going to add. I can't remember the name of the channel, but I saw today another channel that's dangerously close. Guys, go sub these channels, share these videos. Help these guys out. They've only got, I don't know, 20 some odd more days before they have to be at 1,000 subscribers. And some of these guys are ridiculously close. I saw today, I think Yankee Tanker's up to 960. He only needs like 40 more subs. Guys, help these guys out. Help them reach their goals so they can get monetized, so they can make money making fun videos that you enjoy to watch. Guys, thanks to all my subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all of you who are watching this. As always, you and me together, we're learning to survive. And until next time, we'll see you. Hey gang, welcome back to... Is that even? It's close enough. Hey gang, welcome back to Learning to Survive. Big John and Terry here with you. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what is in my car kit. This was at the request of... I don't need to go through all that shit. In the hell was that? Will you stop? Is that the camera? Is that my eyes? That's what I get for trying to do this shit at 5 o'clock in the morning. In 3. Well, what the hell is this? Delta. The Delta Defender. The hell was that sound?